Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, Esau, the so-called white man, he think that he gonna defeat the prophecies and defeat his judgment through witchcraft. See, they probably doing all kind of witchcraft trying to defeat the prophecy, but it's not gonna work. See, when you go into Proverbs, is it 20 and 24, it says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? See, the Lord already planned this whole situation now. Let's get that in Romans. See, He planned out everything Esau-Edom is going to do. He planned it for it to go down. Starting at verse 11 in Romans 9. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So it wasn't because, oh, Esau, you just messing up and being wicked. No, it's not because, oh, Jacob, you having so-called faith and you being obedient and all righteous and following the laws. No. See, that's not what's determining what's going to happen. What's determining what's going to happen is the Lord. He planned it all out. Look at verse 12. He said, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. That meaning, you're going to have to serve. You're going to have to be a slave, Esau. You're not going to just sacrifice a bunch of kids and get away from your slavery. You're not going to start all kind of Pornhub and all kind of wicked witchcraft and make all these sacrifices and you're going to get out of being a slave. No. He been planning on you being a slave. See, that's that big, how James Brown said, the payback, the big payback. The big payback is going to happen. It don't matter what you trying to do. Look at verse 17, Romans 9 and 17. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, and he's using Pharaoh as a similitude to Esau. He said, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. So he doing this for a purpose. He's not just raising these Edomites up so they can prosper and have an everlasting kingdom. He's not raising the Edomites up so they can make all kind of wicked sacrifices and sacrifice kids, animals, all kind of sacrifices, and how they trying to enslave the world right now and have an everlasting kingdom, going to these bunkers and come out, how they say on Resident Evil, we gonna go down into the bunkers, and then when all the drama is over, we gonna come up out of the bunkers and we gonna be it's gonna be our world. See, that's not gonna happen. Then you gonna come out of them bunkers and you gonna go into slavery, just how the prophecy said. The elder shall serve the younger. It don't matter what you do, it's not gonna work. But this is what they coming with, all kind of witchcraft. Let me get Isaiah 47. And this talking about Babylon the Great America, plus it's also talking about the nation of Edom. It say, come down and sit in the dust. See, that dust represents confusion. Because you throw some dust in somebody's face, they gonna be all kind of confused. It say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. See, that virgin is going into, they have never been touched. The Edomites, especially in America, they never been attacked by another nation. And this other nation won the operation. No, never happened. They went over there and attacked other people and got ran up out of their country. That's the only thing happened. Now here go the part with what these red dragons is doing. It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Now these Chaldeans, these was like the elite Edomites. See, who doing all this witchcraft, who doing all this blood sacrifice, trying to persuade the Lord or whatever spirit, deceptive angel that's dealing with them. Let's see here. In verse 5 it says, sit thou silent and get you into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. See, he keep calling them Chaldeans, because back then the Chaldeans, they was the elites, and they dealt with a lot of witchcraft. See, that's why on the back of $1, you see a darn Egyptian pyramid, because the Egyptians were dealing in witchcraft. When Moses went to the Egyptians and threw down the rod and it turned into a snake, the Egyptians did the same thing. They threw down the rod and it turned into a snake. It said, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdom. So he gonna destroy these Edomites that's trying to do witchcraft. They're not gonna be able to be the top nation due to their witchcraft. Look at verse 9. It say, but these two things shall come to you in a moment, in one day. The loss of children. See, they can't even reproduce right. They birth rate is lower than they death rate or something like that. The death rate higher than the birth rate. It say, and widowhood, they shall come upon you in the perfection for the multitude of your sorceries, and for the great abundance of your enchantments. See, these enchantments that they doing is in great abundance. See, they sacrificing all kind of children. The man with the that's over the missing person department in America, he says 800,000 missing people. So 800,000 missing people, where they at? They don't know. Now out of them 800,000 missing people, guess what? 60% is Negroes and Hispanics. So that's letting you know that these dragons kidnapping and sacrificing all kind of people. They got child slavery or trafficking. They got women trafficking. See, they selling people. That's what the movie Get Out was all about. They'll kidnap you, take your organs, and sell them. This happening in other countries. You go over there and try to get you an organ on the black market, and you go to the doctor, and he come back with a freaking organ. They don't tell him what he done did to get the organ. But they're not gonna get you no rotten body in the ground. They're gonna get that body while it's fresh. Now it says the great abundance of your enchantment. So this America has a great abundance of this freaking witchcraft. Look at verse 13. No, look at verse 12. It says, stand now with your enchantments and with the multitude of your sorcery, wherein you have labored from your youth. See, from the beginning of America, they've been sacrificing, doing blood sacrifices, doing witchcraft. See, it's a, what is it, verse 12? Isaiah 47 and 12. Stand now with your enchantments and with your multitude of your sorcery, wherein you have labored from your youth. If so be you shall be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. See, you're not gonna be able to prevail with that witchcraft. That witchcraft that you're doing is not gonna help you prosper. You can sacrifice 1,000,000 children. You can sacrifice all kind of animals. You can do all kind of blood sacrifice, drink blood, do all kind of rituals, but it's not gonna keep you off that plantation. It's not gonna keep you out the cotton field, the potato field, the grape field. You're gonna be in the cotton field as a slave to the Israelites. See, you can sacrifice as many little children as you want. What's the guy Epstein? He had a whole island dedicated to sacrificing these darn children and women, because you just couldn't get to his island. You had to get on a boat or a plane to make it to his island. So this man had an isolated island where he can take children and women, and they can do all kind of blood sacrifice. That's why you see the so-called vampires. They the sun will kill them. See, that's Epstein right there. He go out in the sun too long, he gonna have skin cancer. It says, if so be thou may prevail. Verse 13 it say, thou art wearied in the multitude of your counselors. See, he getting tired of these so-called witches and warlocks. He getting tired of them. They not producing what they wanting them to do. It says, let now the astrologers and the stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand up and save you from things that shall come upon you. So he said, listen, you gonna try to do all that witchcraft, and you got all these witches and warlords and people that's dealing in witchcraft, and you think that's gonna keep you from being a slave to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. No, they're not gonna save you when that sky crack. See, they're not gonna save you when you see them Israelites breaking into your bunkers, pulling the bunker roof off the darn of the bunker, because you know they got bunkers. They got 12-story bunkers, $1 billion bunker they building. They trying to hide. They thinking they gonna get away. They over there on Epstein Island sacrificing all kind of children. They over there in California in Bohemian Grove sacrificing all kind of children. They got hospitals all over the country talking about they doing medical procedures on these women that got children, and that's a blood sacrifice. And they think they gonna get away with they prognosticators. They go to the voodoo lady or whoever they representation of a voodoo lady, and they trying to see what's gonna happen. What I got to do? And they say, well, go grab up about 30 children and drain their blood out and do some crazy witchcraft to them. And they say, okay. That's why he said, Isaiah 47:13. He said, let now the astrologers and stargazers and monthly procrastinators stand up and save you from these things that shall come upon you. What's going to come upon the so-called white man? Slavery. What's going to come upon the so-called white man, especially in America? Nuclear missiles. That's why Russia on TV every day, Russia on all these phones in the world, they uploading, Putin said this, the Russians are doing this, the Russians are doing that. See, the North Koreans are doing this, the Iranians are doing this, because that nuclear fire is coming. And I don't care how many witch doctors, how many witches, how many sacrifices you do, it's not going to stop the prophecy. It says, behold, they shall be as stubble, and fire shall burn them up. See, fire going to burn the so-called white man. See, that nuclear fire is coming. See, you can try to enslave the world, kill off 80% of the people on earth, depopulate everybody, poison the water, poison the food, poison the air, kill off all the animals. See, you can try whatever you want to try, but that fire is still going to burn you up. It say, now it's still talking about these witches and warlocks. See, that stuff is real, man. That is not no fantasy on a movie. These dragons really got witch doctors. These dragons really got, what you call the women? Witches. They got people that do sacrifices to spirits. They really got spirits that they talk to. This ain't no fantasy. He said, there shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before. See, it's gonna burn up everything. Everything that they got. See, they think Putin just running his mouth and Putin just bragging and all this. Putin got missiles, man. He finna use them. He was a FBI, a so-called FBI agent in Russia. He wasn't no chump that a rich family that gave him a whole bunch of money like Trump. See, that man was a soldier, man. He not finna let you defeat him, and he got big weapons. That's why he got Satan 1, he got Satan 2. That stuff, what?
Got trees.
Then what you call the dude in Iranian, the Persian, they ride along with Putin. They teaming up. The Chinese, they teaming up with Putin. He's gonna burn them up. They not gonna get away. It says, they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. See, these dragons ain't gonna deliver themselves, man. They not gonna do a bunch of witchcraft and deliver themselves from the Lord, the wrath of the Lord. Let's get that real quick, because I might be about to run out of time. Hopefully not. Let's see here. Revelation chapter 6. Okay. Now we're going to take it all the way down. It says, verse 15. And the kings of the earth. Kings of the earth. That's talking about Esau and all these other nations that are kings, because the Israelites don't have a king. So this all these other nations that's dealing in witchcraft, right along with the so-called white man. This is what they doing. It's saying the kings of the earth, the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. See, that's them doomsday bunkers that these billionaires, they going into the ground building. See, like they thinking something finna pop off at any second. They trying to be prepared for the situation. They not planning for 10 years down the road. See, they not dreaming about some fantasy. They know the Lord is coming. It says, verse 16, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So these billionaires, these trillionaires, they saying the day is come. See, we got battleships with radars. We can see these ships up in the sky. We can see these UFOs up in the sky. We know we didn't make them. We know our allies, the Chinese, the Russians, none of them made it. This is the Lord and his angels popping up on the scene at our nuclear base. See, they had the nuclear base popping up on the scene because they ready to come and destroy the place. They already saying that he is coming. We see he coming because we got radar. We can see in the sky. We can see everything moving. We can see what's going on in outer space. We got telescopes. Now he say, let me do this right here. And see, Egypt represents the so-called white man. Now when you go to Revelation 11 and 8, it say that this Babylon the Great America, or this virgin daughter of Babylon, like Isaiah 47, it is spiritually Egypt. So when you go into Egypt, this is what happened. Look at Exodus 7 and 11. It says, and Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerer. This is what the elites are doing. They calling the wise men. They calling the sorcerer. They trying to do all kind of form of witchcraft to get out of their situation. It said, now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in a manner with their enchantments. So they doing all kind of enchantments, meaning witchcraft, sacrificing children, blood sacrifice. They doing all kind of witchcraft, abortion, all kind of witchcraft. That's what they doing. Now it says, let me get a good one. Yeah, these medical hospitals, man, that's these clinics. These clinics are major witchcraft. And they thinking they're gonna get away by using these things. Look at 2 Kings 21 and 6. He made his sons pass through the fire and observed time and used enchantments and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards. See, the wizards and these witches, they dealing with these familiar spirits. See, they dealing with the spirit world, and they thinking that they gonna be able to defeat the prophecy. They thinking they gonna be able to get away by going to the spirit person, to the wizard with the familiar spirit, but it's not gonna happen. It says, he wrought much wickedness in the sight of the Lord, So that's what they doing now. These the so-called white men. Look at let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. Second Chronicles 33:6. Second Chronicles 33:6. I do not own the copyrights to that music in the background. I do not own the copyright to the music in the background. Now it says, and he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Heman. That's another thing. They'll sacrifice their own children. See, they understand the power. That's why these entertainers, they get coerced to do the same crap, to make blood sacrifices. That's what the gangs do. They make blood sacrifice, blood in and blood out, because they already know what's popping.
Hey, shout me out, saying they go on the video.
Also, he observed times and used enchantments and used witchcraft. See, the witchcraft that these dragons is coming up with, man, they going all into their bag. See, every trick of the trade they want to bring, that's what they bringing. See, they not coming with nothing else. They use witchcraft and dealt with familiar spirits and with wizards. See, the so-called white man, he doing all kind of wickedness. Drinking blood, see, putting himself through all kind of ceremonies. That's what Aleister Crowley was doing. He was doing every ceremony of witchcraft. He was doing it. That's why you have the Mason and you have 33 degrees. But you got them degrees go up to 99, man. You can be 66 degree Mason, 67. Every time you get a degree, you have to do a ritual. See? And that's why most of the rituals, most of the presidents in America was built on Freemasonry. See? It was built on witchcraft. That's why George Washington, he had on the Freemason garment, because he was doing witchcraft. They was building the city. The Mason that was helping them, they built the city on witchcraft. They built the Capitol building and all the Capitol buildings off of witchcraft. That's why you got all that Egyptian crap going on in Washington, D.C. Because they're using wizards, witchcraft, familiar spirits, but none of this is gonna save they behind, man. And it's all kind of stuff they do. You can sacrifice your firstborn, and these blood sacrifice is being done by the Lord. See, he sacrificed his son. Isaac was finna get sacrificed. They were sacrificing for their sins. They were sacrificing the animals for their sin. This is how the Lord deals in the spirit realm. See, that's just how you can make moves with the spirit realm, because you make a sacrifice. See, even these, and when you look at these Africans, they know when they want something, they go to the witch man. They go to the damn witchcraft doctor, and he gonna whip up a formula for them, and they gonna go get what they want. See, all these nations, they have a witchcraft, witch doctor, or whatever, and when they get into a jam, they go and deal with the witchcraft man. Even these wicked Negroes in America, when they get in a jam and they want to get some money, they sitting around here sacrificing goats, having sex with goats, see, going to the bar, dealing with these dragons, with the witchcraft, all kind of mess that these people doing, dealing in witchcraft. But they think it's gonna save them. The witchcraft is not gonna save them. Let me see, let me get Revelation 18. Oh yeah, Revelation 18. Revelation 18 and 23. It says, let the light of a candle shine no more at all in thee. Now, you know, they use candles in witchcraft. It says, the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be no more heard at all in thee. This the point. For the merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Now that sorceries goes into pharmakia. Pharmakia goes into pharmacy. That's why in America you got Walgreens. That's a major corporation. But that Walgreens, the symbol of the Walgreens is a pot. And that pot has a stirrer in the pot. So why is that pot and a stirrer on Walgreens? Because that's pharmakia, that's witchcraft. Drugs take you to another world. Drugs is a form of witchcraft. That's why America is prospering. Well, look what's the greatest business in America? A pharmaceutical company. They running the government. See, they running the stock market. This pharmaceutical company is running major stuff. The best job you gonna get in America is a freaking pharmaceutical job. You working for some pharmaceutical company and you probably gonna be making more than anybody in America, because that's what America is built on, witchcraft. And they've been doing what you think they was doing to the slaves. They was doing witchcraft on them. They was hanging them, cutting their penises off, taking their skin, using their skin for sacrifices, making purses and jackets, and doing all kind of witchcraft with the darn slave skin. Not only that, they was taking the blood of the slaves and doing all kind of witchcraft, preserving it, doing all kind of experiments with these slaves and their body parts. See, this is how these dragons operate. They been knew about witchcraft before they even started America. See, during the 1700s, it was called the Enlightenment era. That Enlightenment era was when you had the Edomites coming in. They was being enlightened. They was being enlightened to what? See, when you go into their Enlightenment schools, it was in Germany. See, that's what, let me get that in Jeremiah.